It, put things into the right priority level. We want to talk most importantly about balancing. We're going to plan it, certify it, authorize it, and computerize it. Before we get started, I want to kind of sell you on how this works and give you some of the physiological background. So it all really does start in the mind. I mean, your brain is so powerful. There's actually research studies out there that say if you think hard enough, you can change the color of your eyes. Has anyone ever heard of that? That's how much power is coming out of the brain. So there's actually, throughout the brainstem, a group of nuclei that are known as the reticular formation, and they receive information from the face and from nerves, and they're actually part of the sleep-wake cycle. It's a whole system called the RAS. How it relates to your achievement and your success, we'll go through in just a second. But they're stimulated by things like your alarm clock in the morning. That's what it goes into your brain. Your reticular activating system wakes you up, and it's also sensitive to things like ammonia or general anesthesia. Has anybody, I mean, everybody probably knows someone who's gone under general anesthesia if you haven't been yourself, correct? Did you know that when you wake up from general anesthesia, it's not just out of your system? It actually acts like a slow release time capsule and goes out of your system in 5, 10, 15, or even 20 years. So that's why the people that have multiple surgeries end up having differing levels of focus and attentiveness, different sleep and wake cycles, because this is what it's affecting. It also acts as a filter for you. So this is what it's influenced by what you think about, it's influenced by what you see. When I was little, I remember we would go to the movie theaters, and at the time there was some sort of big news story that came out that said that in the movie theaters, in the bottom right-hand corner, they were flashing pictures of popcorn and soda. So you remember that? It was doing it so fast that your brain, your conscious brain wasn't catching it, but your subconscious brain was, and their sales skyrocketed. Well, it was a bit of a marketing trick or ploy, and they said that it's not legal to do that, and then they banned it. Well, this is what it was working through, the reticular activating system. So this is a very important system, and the reason why written goals and reviewing and with regularity is important is because you keep it on the top of your mind. It's because you keep it in that reticular activating system and keep the advertisers out. Has anybody ever watched a movie late at night or a news story that kind of got you emotionally? You know, the news is actually one of the worst things to do to yourself before you go to bed. I banned 5 years ago, I said I'm never watching a scary movie again. And last Sunday night I rented a movie. There was a scary true story from you. I don't even know why I did it. And the entire next day I thought about this movie. The entire next day, because that's what was in the top of my brain. And it got me in a way and disturbed me in a way that it stayed there, and that's what I was thinking about. So what's more important to think about, the positive or the negative? And we've got to make sure that our pendulum is swinging in the right direction. So you want to be staying away from the things that are negative and the things that can get a hold of your brain and corrupt your brain that way. End your evening on a positive note, not with the news.
We had
this is one of my favorite stories
tonight about a kind of prep school that prepares football players for the NFL draft and big contracts. But we're going to call an audible. We're going to switch sports tonight because we've run across an absolutely amazing basketball player that we want you to see. Here's Steve Hartman.
Greece Athena High School in Rochester, New York has a new, most unlikely hero.